Hey guys, welcome to Midwest Fantasy Football Week 2. This week's biggest blowout and top scorer were in one game. Chris's three-headed monster knocked off Drew's Run CMC 152.5 to 108.7, a 43.8 point margin of victory. Stupid Miami. New England's defense teed off on Miami this weekend, racking up a ridiculous 41.18 point day. 2 touchdowns, 4 picks, 7 sacks, and a partridge in a goddamn pear tree. 41.2 points, narrowly misses out on the top defensive performance of all time, as according to the league stat book, Andy got 42.1 points from his D versus Chris all the way back in 2012. On top of that, he got 25.1 points from Julio Jones, 24.2 points from Russell Wilson, and 19.2 points from John Ross III. The three-headed monster name was quite apt here, as Alvin Kamara and David Johnson combined for about 14.5 points this week, but the rest of the roster stepped up to cover the poor performances.
If they cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place. Hail Hydra.
For Drew, Dalvin Cook continues to dominate, putting up 29.6 points in a loss against Green Bay. Mark Andrews added in another 21.2 points as well. Drew may have taken the L here, but he won the moral battle, with his bench outscoring Chris's despite having a 0 from Tyreek Hill. Brady's 24.6 points wouldn't have made a big difference in the overall score, but it sure looks nice sitting there on the bench. In the week's closest matchup, Brandon's once-in-a-generation gets his first win of the season, taking down Pope 2.0's Pew Pews by a score of 119.76 to 116.42, a 3.34 point margin of victory. Brandon's squad was led by Pat Mahomes, 34.62 points, leading all QBs in Week 2. Brandon also got a pair of 17-point games from Tyler Boyd and Nick Chubb. Pope 2.0 made it close, as this game came right down to the wire on Monday night, with OBJ's 28.1 points closing the gap considerably, but Nick Chubb's kept Brandon out in front. After the loss, Pope drops to 0-2. You should really consider taking some advice from Chubbs.
You're going to give that shit up? You're going to concentrate on golf.
Pope 2.0 also got 20.2 points from Travis Kelce and 19.1 points from Jared Goff. Elsewhere around the league, Pope 1.0's To Deuce or Not to Deuce defeats Derek's Freeman Fuck-Up Project 136.64 to 94.2. Pope 1.0 was led this week by Aaron Jones, who's finally a free man.
Hashtag free Aaron Jones, baby.
Pope 1.0 also got 21.7 points from Kenny Galladay and between 10 and 20 points from another 5 other players. For Derek, the struggle, the curse, whatever you want to call it, continues, scoring only 94.2 points in the loss, led by Zeke Elliott with 22 points, Cleveland's defense with 18.4 points, and Baker Mayfield with a 15 spot. I noticed that you got a 0 from David Njoku, meaning that you opted to run 3 Browns players in this matchup. They're finally a moderately respectable offense, unlike back when you opted to start Johnny Manziel for the Browns in a playoff matchup.
Hashtag never forget.
Alex's Funkle Up moves to 2-0, comfortably winning over Jason's I Was Saying Boo Earns, 99.64 to 78.96. Alex joined the 2-0 club, led by Austin Eckler's 20.3 points, and the Red Rifle himself, Andy Dalton, coming off the waiver wire this week for $1 with 18.6 points. Brandon left 15.1 points in Brandon Cooks on his bench, along with Big Ben, who he opted to bench this week in the favor of the Red Rifle. Did Alex have some sort of foreknowledge? Did he go Tanya Harding here and have someone pay to take out Big Ben? Or was he simply avoiding the Seattle defense?
Definitely. Maybe. I have to think about it.
Alex may be benefiting from an easy schedule so far, as his 2-0 team has only scored 197.7 points, third lowest total so far in the league. For Jason, his team was led by Saquon Barkley's 24-point spot and 10.9 points from Phil Rivers. Unfortunately, you left the second and third best performance on your roster on the bench, with the 15 points put up by Peyton Barber and the 14 points that Greg Olsen added. I think you could have maybe snuck out a win here, but it would have involved swapping at least 3 players off of your starting lineup into the bench, so it was likely that it was not to be, at least not this week. Nick's Hootie and the T-Blowfish grabbed the win over Lee's That's Headley, 106.7 to 75. Nick got a well-balanced effort from almost his entire team, getting 19.1 points from Matt Ryan, between 16 and 9.5 points from 7 other players, and, for the second week in a row, a goose egg at the tight end spot. This week it's Jimmy Graham. Hey, if you're going to skunk players every week, can you stop starting Packers? For Lee, he got 16.7 points from Matt Breida, 14.1 points from Devontae Adams, and 10 points from Adam Thielen and the Rams defense. Unfortunately, Lee's lost his starting quarterback for the next 6 weeks and will have to go looking through the waiver wire to find someone to replace the production of Drew Brees.
Good luck.
Finally, my Melvin Gordon Bombay got my first win of the season, defeating Josh's I win cause y'all drafted 118.5 to 82.5. I grabbed my first W on the strength of a waiver wire snag, getting Lamar Jackson, who put up a 33.88 point day, coming in as the second best quarterback out there this week. My wide receiver combo of Chris Godwin's 22 points, Keenan Allen's 13.8 points, and T.Y. Hilton's 12.3 points helped to make up for the poor performance that I got from Latavius Murray, 2.8 points. I'm looking for running back help if you've got it, and I've got wide receiver depth. I had 5 wide receivers score between 22 and 12 points, and unless you guys are going to let me change the rules in the league roster spots, I can only play 3 of them at any one time. Josh opted to bench Aaron Rodgers in this one in favor of Dak Prescott. After the first quarter of the Packers game, I texted Nee.
Who are you?
We are the knights who say...
Making fun of Josh about the pick. Who's laughing now? Josh, you were right. Dak went off and Rodgers basically did nothing the rest of the game. Dak's 27.66 points led all scorers for Josh, followed up by 15.1s from Cooper Kupp and 13.3 from David Montgomery. The double zeros that you got from O.J. Howard at tight end and Alshon Jeffrey certainly didn't help you at all in this matchup. We've returned to the fun stat corner from our stat man, Nick. Chris is the first team to move to 60 wins total. This is your 10th high score all time, moving you into a tie for third most all time with Andy. Lee is now the second member to join the 50 loss club. That happened this week as well. Nick said you were the second person to do so. He did not tell me who the first person was, but if I had to make an educated guess, I'd say it was probably Josh. Finally, this is the second time in league history that we've had 4 2-0 teams. The last time it happened? 2015, in which one of the current 2-0 owners went on to win a championship. That owner? Well, it's the only 2-0 owner who's actually won a championship and is currently rocking a deuce. Pope 1.0. For the rest of you 2-0 teams, though, you're in good shape for the playoffs, as that year, 3 of those 4 teams all made the playoffs. No wagers were settled this week. Pope 1.0 took a commanding lead in our Cleveland-Pittsburgh wager, grabbing the first win of the season. Big Ben's injury is likely going to hurt the chances for Pittsburgh to win the division, and the Bengals are a complete shit show, so it looks like I'm hopping onto the Baltimore bandwagon and playing for a tie. At least my Cobb wager with Drew is continuing to look okay. Cobb grabbed another 5 catches this week, pushing my lead out to 9-1 as Jake Kumaro grabbed his first ball of the year in the Packers' win over the Vikings. That's it, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you after week 3.